I'm Myrtle, and today I wanted to talk to you about sleep apnea, which ended up being the cause for my kidney disease. It was the cause of my high blood pressure that led to the kidney disease, and it went untreated for quite many years. And started. I remember back in the days, like my girlfriend, she'd wake me up at night, sometimes shake me. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you're not breathing, And come on, what are you talking about? I'm still here, but. To any extent, truthfully, it you would be tired and stuff. I know I would wake up some mornings and be tired. Of course, we would work long. Like the horse business, you get up early, you get to the barn, probably by 6:30, and you go through that day where you got to move all the horses and everything. You get done maybe about 1 or 2. You go home for a quick lunch. You come back if you're racing that night. You're in a later race or something. You're there probably till midnight some nights, and you get home and you don't really get a lot of sleep as it is. So with the sleep apnea, you're not getting a good sleep, and it puts a lot of pressure on your heart, and it would raise your blood pressure. And went on for about a year, but like I say, I never really thought much about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, sleep apnea. But when I ended up coming down with the kidney disease, got put on dialysis. I went through my first. I was there about maybe a month, and you do dialysis in a recliner, and a lot of times people just try to sleep a little bit because you're there for. I was on a 3.5 hour treatment, so just to make the time go by, if you can doze off a little bit, it's good. You can get through that process. That's all you're thinking about when you're in the dialysis chair is getting done. You want to get out of there. So if you can kill that time by sleeping some of that helps. But my head nurse Connie there, the one day she said to me, "Listen, Jim," she goes, "You got to do us girls all a favor because you scare the hell out of us." I'm like, "What's going on?" She says, "When you sleep," she goes, "You listen, you've got sleep apnea wickedly." She goes, "Have you ever been tested?" I says, "No." She says, "Look, go get tested. You have to do that because you just stop breathing sometimes and it scares the hell out of us." So I went and I did the test, and I remember I got hooked up that night at the sleep study. And about maybe an hour went by, and the attending nurse, come in, and she says, "Look," she says, "it was the same deal." She says, "You're scaring the hell out of me." She says, "I'm not supposed to really do this, but I'm going to put a machine on you and just take a shot at a setting just to get you through the night." And I was like, "Well, that don't sound good." She goes, "Whatever, let's just do that." So she put that machine on me, and I did get through the night with that, and I slept quite well. Actually, at 6 in the morning, they wake you up, and I went out of there. They told me, "We'll get the results back to you within a couple days." And the doctor called, and sure enough, he says, "Look," he says, "your deal," he says, "you actually don't breathe more than you do when you sleep." So through the hour, I stopped breathing 98 times. He says when we added up the minutes that you actually weren't breathing, it was 38 minutes out of that 60 that you weren't breathing. So he says it's pretty severe. I said, "Geez, doc, is that a record or anything?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Unfortunately," he goes, "not a record, but he goes, it is bad." So they started me off with the full face mask and everything, which the full face, I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable because if you move just a little bit, you get leaks. And I uh, I went to the nasal one though, and I was surprised that I was a nose breather anyway. I always thought I breathed through my mouth, but that's because you'd open it up, you'd wake up snorting and whatever, you're trying to struggle to breathe. So sure enough, I put that on, and it was unbelievable with the test with the machine on. I would stop breathing in that hour like point 0.9 times, so not even one full time. So it definitely made a big difference. But the untreated sleep apnea, I got friends and stuff. They say, "Oh, I got it. I can't wear the thing," and it's like, you really should try it. There's other new techniques coming out, and the machine, it definitely can be a pain. But if you have that problem, like I say, it led to the high blood pressure with me. In the end, that was the definite cause that caused all my kidney trouble. And look, it ended up putting me into dialysis. I wasn't a big doctor guy. A lot of us horse people, I don't think, really are. We always think we're just toughing through and get through everything on our own. But sleep apnea, definitely no joke. I was able to adjust to the mask a lot easier because really, when the whole process happened to me in 2012, I went into the hospital when they found out that I had the kidney failure going on. I had an episode in the hospital where my blood pressure just went crazy. It spiked massively and ended up where I got retinopathy, everything. It popped veins in my eyes, but it went through. I remember I all of a sudden I was starting not to be able to breathe good, and I hit the belt, and the guy didn't come right away. But when he finally did, he's like, "Yeah, you're all right." I'm like, "Can't breathe," and I ended up going out. But what they did is they ended up putting a BPAP machine, which is more forced air. And the problem was that at the time with my kidneys failure, I had so much fluid in my lungs, it was trying to cause congestive heart failure at the time. It was putting so much pressure to try and breathe, and that is what happened from a blood pressure spike. But they used the BPAP, which is the same deal with the mask, and it forces the air and it forces the fluid out of your lungs. So to me, like that machine kind of saved my life. So when they told me about a CPAP, I was like, "Hey, no problem. Like, give it to me," because I associated that machine with saving my life. So I was able to adjust to that quicker, and I get that because a lot of people just they don't. I got a one buddy who says, "No, can't do it." Like there's been many. My girlfriend, she don't want to do it. Like nobody really likes to wear them, but it really, if it's a severe case, it will cause a lot of problems. So sleep apnea just trying to bring you a little bit of where I ended up, and it's helped me immensely. And my blood pressure, even when I was on dialysis, truthfully, once I got treated with the CPAP, my blood pressure was great. Like I said, I was down to like five milligrams of lisinopril, which is basically nothing, and I would stay good. I would stay good through dialysis and everything, which is doesn't happen a lot too. A lot of times it'll go up and down and stuff. So just out there trying to give you a heads up. If you got sleep apnea, by all means, I think you should probably do something. Like I say, they got new things today where you don't gotta wear the mask. There's some of them are in the process, but you definitely should get it treated if you have it. And okay, that's all I got for you today. Thanks.